Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to install one of our Frigidaire top mount refrigerators today. We just got a fresh one in from Anderson and I'm going to show you how to unpackage it and slide it into its position. First thing I always like to point out with any of our packages, whenever they're delivered and set in a consumer's home, they've actually got labeling on the outside. This one's got the front listed on it. It also has a side labeled, the back, and the other side. They do that so you know what position this appliance is in inside of that packaging. It's going to make it easier for you. Like in this example, it's a top mount refrigerator. Once I unpackage it, once I get the protective coverings off, all I have to do is push it into its position because it's already going to be facing the front. The front of the unit's going to be facing me. So I'm going to start with a razor knife. Now, as you can see right here, my styrofoam's a little bit cracked. It's actually probably had a little bit of shifting on transit, so I'm going to cut down the side of this one. I'm going to stay on the styrofoam. I'm not going to apply too much pressure because I do not want to accidentally cut into the appliance itself. And we're just going to go all the way down to the very bottom. Now, I'm going to go ahead and remove this plastic covering, and I'll be right back with you guys in just a few minutes. All right, so now that I got the plastic sheeting off, we're going to go ahead and start removing some of our styrofoam protective packaging, and I'll dispose of all of this. All right, as you can see, I went ahead and took all the outside protective coverings off. I did leave this one piece. If you notice, this one tells you not to remove it until the installation is complete. That extra piece is there just to protect the front of the unit during this entire process. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the tape from here on the left-hand side and these little pieces of styrofoam so that I can open up my doors. We got two more pieces of tape over here on the left-hand side, two more pieces of styrofoam. What I'm after are my installation instructions. So the installation instructions on this unit were actually taped to my door, so as soon as I opened my door, they were right there. You always want to go over your installation instructions just in case there have been any edits or changes to this process, just to verify that you do this according to what the manufacturer specifies, according to what our factory says needs to be done to ensure this thing is properly installed inside of the home. So let me go over these and I'll get back with you guys in about 5 minutes. All right, so I'm going to cut the energy guide tag off, but I always pass this along to the consumer with the installation manual and their card. All of these units should come with a registration card, so we're going to leave that there for them. Let's go ahead and remove the tape so we can get our shelf out. You're going to find that they have all the shelves taped to ensure no movement. They've got all the bins on the doors taped to ensure that there's no movement. They do a really, really good job in our factory to ensure that this thing gets to our consumer in brand new pristine condition. I'm going to go ahead and slide that back in. Now I can move down to our refrigerator section. This goes to our lowest position. This one that actually has the adjustments has to go down on the lowest position inside of this refrigerator. These two are interchangeable. Just remember that you do have a pull-out drawer inside of this one, underneath this one, but that one has to stay at the bottom. So I'm going to set this material off to the side for the moment, grab my other drawer. While I'm doing these drawers do have a lubricant already placed underneath the railing on them, right here, as well as underneath this one. Do not wipe that off. That is there for a reason. I tell you for two reasons. One, because it's necessary to proper operation of the appliance, and two, keep you from sticking your hand in it. Now that we've got all the protective coverings off of that, I'm going to go ahead and slide it back in. That grease actually allows that transition right there to be nice and smooth. I'm going to check to make certain I am set on recommended. Inside of here, we want to be on recommended setting whenever we plug this unit in. If the consumer decides at a later date to change it, that's completely up to them. It's their appliance, but make certain to let them know. They need to let the unit run for at least 24 hours before they start making any changes to it. Alright guys, I just turned the unit around real quick. You don't necessarily need to turn it around to do this, but I just wanted you to be able to see what it is that I'm up against. I'm having to take some tape off back here so that I can release the power cord. I'm just freeing it up, so once I'm done with my install, that's pretty much the last thing I always do is plug the unit in. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove the protective film off the appliance. Cool beans. All right, so we're getting down to the end. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stabilize the unit. These units come with little legs on the bottom of it. They're anti-tip brackets. They're going to prevent this unit from falling over. It's going to stabilize it. What we're going to do is we're going to use an adjustable wrench. I'm going to size it and actually just break loose the threading, and then I can easily rotate it down till it contacts the floor. We're going to do the same thing with the one under this bracket. Rotate it all the way down until it comes into contact with the floor. So inside the bag that the owner's manual or the use and care guide came with, there were these three covers. These are your hinge covers. You have two for the bottom, you have one for up here in the top. I'm going to go ahead and put the top one on. We're just going to put it over the hinge cover and snap it into place. Push firmly downwards, lock it into place. Now the two that go down here, you've got one that has a little bit of a cutout, well, has a cutout in it. That's going to our hinge side, so in this situation it's going to the right. This one goes to our left. Now they drop down over it in the front, and then you just slide that cover straight back and it locks into place. We do the exact same thing with this one. Slide it straight back and it locks into place. we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and plug this unit in. Verify that our lights are working. Give it a minute for our compressor and our fans to come on. Actually, the compressor came on immediately once I plugged it back in, or once I plugged it in. Our evaporator fan's running. Yeah, I'll advise the consumer, give it 24 hours before they make any other adjustments. The use and care and all the other literature that came with the unit, I'll either hand to my consumer or I'm going to put it in the drawer to the left of their range. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, feel free to check us out at electroluxservicetips.com.